So, hey guys, I am Nurse D Porchae, and here on this channel, we discuss all things nursing, health, and finances. I have a super duper special guest with me today. So this nurse has completed her bachelor's degree, you guys, in 3 months. Using my program that I've mentioned to you guys. If you have not seen this video, I'll stitch it here where you guys can check that out. But without further ado, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us something on this Sunday that you are grateful for.
Good morning or afternoon. I'm Nicole, and I'm grateful. It's Father's Day, so I'm grateful for my husband. He's a good dude, good father, and all that.
Mhm.
And I'm also grateful that I was able to get through this program in 3 months.
So, first of all, let's start
Yeah.
this off with a huge congratulations, you guys. I want you guys to say congratulations in the comments and a huge congratulations, Nicole. I'm so
Thank
proud of
you.
you. I'm so proud. You started this program and you just kept going until you completed it in one term. Like
Yeah.
so, you say you're grateful for your husband today, Father's Day. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank God for that. Tell us a little bit about your nursing journey. Did you start off as an LPN? Were you already an associate level RN before you went on to complete your BSN?
I actually started my nursing journey as a CNA. Yay. For a
Oh,
whole 6 weeks, I was like, a CNA, and then I
I love
started
that.
seeing the LPNs pushing the carts around and giving meds, and they wasn't like doing the CNA stuff. So I was like, I need to do that. So then
Okay.
that's what pushed me to go to LPN.
Wait, so where did you go to CNA school though? You said you went to a 6 week program?
Yeah, it was a 6 week
Okay.
program. I'm from Texas. I grew up in Texas, so it was either 6 to 8 weeks. They offered
Okay.
it in one of the it wasn't a community college, but it wasn't difficult.
Was it
The work
expensive?
was super difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Was the
the
program
CNAs,
affordable?
yeah, it was affordable. Actually,
Okay.
I think Pell Grant might have paid for all of that.
Oh,
It wasn't
nice.
expensive. It wasn't expensive.
But it wasn't through a community college, but Pearl Grant still paid for it? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I don't remember paying nothing out of pocket for that.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
remember paying nothing.
So it's okay. So in Texas, they have the programs that stuff like grant because I know my husband has to pay out of pocket here in Georgia.
Well,
But that's
back
awesome.
back then they did. This was like late
Okay.
90s
Okay.
when I did that. That was
Nice.
so long ago. Yeah.
How long were you a CNA?
About 2 months, maybe three, until I
Nice.
convinced myself that I wanted to do what the LPNs were doing.
Okay.
And I went to Kaplan College. It was called Kaplan College at the time. I think they go by Brightwood now, but that's the LPN program that I did. And it was
Okay.
like a solid 12-month program, and that was super hard.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I try to tell people because I get asked all the time, should I go through LPN or should I go through the RN program? I'm like, they're both
Yeah.
equally hard. Like nursing
Yeah,
is just
yeah,
hard in
yeah.
general. I love that you said that it was difficult because people think like
Yeah.
LPN would be easier. No, it's really not.
No, it was the same
Mhm.
rigor,
Huh.
studying,
Yep.
semesters when I cried because I thought I was getting ready to fail something.
The predictor. Oh my God. I cried with that one. Scared I was gonna fail that. Did
Yeah,
y'all have
Hesse. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, Hesse. Yeah, there
We
you go.
had T's, but we had
Uh-huh.
I think it's similar. You have to do like an end of program test that you got to test out
Yeah.
of before you could basically complete the program. So you did
Yeah.
it in 12 months. Was it
Mhm.
affordable in Texas?
It was affordable. Again, I was a single mom, low income, so I was able to
Okay.
get the government money to pay for the program.
I bet
But
it's good.
I was married at the time, and I did not work when I was doing the program. So that's a whole
That was
nother
me.
situation where you're in these programs and you have to work and go to school because that program was Monday through Friday, eight
Yeah.
to four. And
Hmm.
the front part of the week was theory and class, and then the end of the week was clinical.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to work during the program because it's like a full-time job. You're going
It
from
is a
8 to 4.
full-time job, like literally.
Yeah.
And then when you have kids on top of that, yeah,
Mhm.
it was a mess. It was a time,
Yeah.
but I made it through.
It sounds like we got similar stories. That's like what I
Yep.
did. I started as a tech and then went into the
Uh-huh.
LPN and then the RN. So tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about the RN program. Where'd you go for your RN program?
So I was living in Florida at the time, so I went to City College, and it's in Fort Lauderdale. They closed down actually, I think it was last year or the year before because enrollment was
Oh,
low.
okay.
But when I went, and it was 2011 to 2013, they
Okay.
didn't take in account that I was an LPN already and like, oh, well, you only have to come like for 1 year. No, they didn't care about all that. I still had to do the solid
What?
2 years ADN. Now, in
Yes,
that
they
program, I
did.
was working, but I was doing
Okay.
home health. That's when I first got into home health, private duty, where you have one patient for 12
That's
hours. So,
literally, we got similar stories. That is
yeah.
so crazy. It's like
So
looking in
I
the
had got
mirror.
hooked up with home health, and
Uh-huh.
even when I was working like on a weekend during the day,
Hmm.
I told the patient's parents when I first started, like, I'm in school for my RN. Do you mind, like, after I get him settled, meds and all that, if I study? She was like, you could study all day as long as you taking care of my son and this, and I was like,
Yeah.
bet, bet. So that was like, so I
Nice.
was going to school during the week, Monday through Friday, in
Hmm.
clinicals and theory and all that. And then on the weekend, I would work my home health patient. And that's what I
You did
did
a
the whole 2 years.
full program because I did a 1 day a
Yeah.
week once I did the bridge. So you had to do a full
Yeah. Yeah. It
schedule
was,
again.
yeah. And then I
Huh.
had to pick up a couple of semesters. I had to pick up some night classes because I had to fulfill the humanities requirement. Only time they wanted to offer humanities was like in the afternoon at 6 when the professor was available. So that was a whole other
You
situation.
could have clapped out of humanities.
Well,
Man,
back then I didn't even know about all
you didn't
that.
know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So
It's
you
so
had to
much
take
stuff
that
that
at
you can
night.
do now that I
Yeah,
didn't
you
even know
couldn't
about
do.
back
Yeah,
then.
you're right. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
starting to like develop so many things like the
Yeah.
clip and they have some
Mhm.
schools that you can go to and just like test out of the
Yeah.
program.
This
What's so
is
dope about Capella is all you have to do is like literally fill out an application to like you don't even have to be
yeah.
enrolled in Capella yet. Just a student,
Yeah.
like just filled out the application.
Yeah.
They'll let you take classes. I think it's up to
Yeah.
like 16 different courses
Yeah.
and then once you enroll, then you can take additional courses as well.
Yeah.
So I really love that. Make sure like do not go and CLEP because you know you have to pay for the exams for CLEP. I think it's like a hundred
Yeah.
dollars per exam. So I'm like, don't do that. If you enroll, if you know
Yeah.
for sure you're gonna go to Capella, get it done with them for free.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like letting everybody know, hey y'all,
Yeah.
they didn't have this rules in school, but now they do. So
Yeah.
come on and complete this program. So when you started, did you actually like I know you've seen the interview that I did with Jason from Nurses to Riches, and I was talking all about this, but when you
Mhm.
seen that, were you like, man, I need to find out about it? Like this, that's a legit program, or were you kind of like, 3 months? I don't know about that.
I was
Can you
going
really?
back and forth between Capella,
Okay.
WGU. I had people
Yeah, that's
calling me
another
from
one.
all over the place. And I was like, I don't
Okay.
know what to pick. I don't know what to pick. I don't know what to pick. But I think it was your coming across your stuff that kind of
Mhm.
pushed me more toward Capella.
So you
Legit.
were
'Cause
already familiar with the 3 month like that programs like
I
that
was
existed.
not. I didn't really
Oh,
know
okay.
it was a thing until I came across your stuff and I was like, what are they talking about? This gotta
You're
be
like, what?
capped. Like
3 months? What is she
nobody get a BSN in 3 months.
saying? Right. It's so
But yeah, I believe when you said you did it, I was like, I don't think she's gonna get on here and lie. Like it's possible. And then I started seeing other people say that it's possible. So that's why I was like, okay,
crazy.
let me see what's up with this.
Man, and you did it.
Management section of your program where
Uh-huh.
you had put like a sample of your schedule and how you like broken down and got it done. That was
Uh-huh.
so helpful. And
Okay.
it gave me confidence that I can put my own schedule together and I can get
Mhm.
it done too. So that was super
Okay.
helpful.
Just seeing like what a day actually looked like. That
Yeah,
one or the calendar. Okay.
both, all of it.
No.
That
Okay.
whole
Okay.
section on time management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. I'm glad I included that. I'm glad it was helpful. Tell
Yeah.
me like, okay, so when exactly was your start date for this
I
program? Do you remember?
started March 3rd,
Third.
2025,
Okay.
March 3rd, yeah. And
March
then
3rd.
my billing cycle ended May 25th, which was a Sunday. And I
Wow.
finished May 24th, that Friday. That Thursday. That Friday was May 23rd. I
Wow.
think, yeah, something like that. I finished that Friday, the Friday before the
So
end
two
of my
days
billing
before?
cycle. Two, yeah. And it would have been
Wow.
faster, but I had a professor that was she kind of slowed it down and
We're gonna talk about that.
yeah.
You started March 3rd, you said,
Yeah.
and your billing start was that because you know how you can start before your actual start date? Did you start before your start date, or was that the actual start date?
I didn't even know I could do that. You mentioned it.
Hmm.
And I didn't know about it. So I went that I think it was that Saturday
Okay.
before the Monday that started and I was able to look around and stuff like that. But I didn't
Okay.
actually start putting pen to paper until
Okay.
that Monday. When I came home from work that
Okay.
Monday, that's when it was go time. But I
So
had the weekend before that, I was like, I'm about to chill. I'm about to chill because
yes,
on
enjoy it.
Monday it's about to be a mess. So
It's about
that's
to
what I
be
did.
like go time. You work during the 3 months of the
Oh yeah.
BSN program?
I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I'm a patient care coordinator. Well, I started out patient care coordinator with Maxim, but I'm with a different company now. But anyway, same hours, 8 to 5. So I would
Okay.
come through the door, take a shower, change, and go straight to the computer every single day.
Wow.
On the weekends, Saturday, Sunday,
You're writing
that's
your
what I
papers
did all. That's what I did all day. Yeah.
all day. And I think people, because I've had people that I've mentored through this program, and they did not finish in
Mhm.
6 months. And this was even before the hour change. And they still didn't finish in 6 months. And I think that people started thinking like, okay, well, I don't have an end date. Like you have nobody on you
Okay.
telling you to complete it by this
They.
time. Their mind, they're like,
Mhm.
oh, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, and get to it never comes. Like you have to be one that stays on
You
it, on it. That's
got
why I'm
you
like,
gotta
here's
be
your
so
schedule.
you gotta be so regimented. Like I skipped like a few outings. Like
Yeah.
I did that was it for 3 months. And
Remember
I,
I
and I
told
kept
you?
telling myself
It's
it's
like,
only
y'all
three
gonna have to
months.
wait. Yeah,
Yeah,
give me three
yeah,
months. Give me 3 months.
yeah,
I'll make it up to you in 3 months.
yeah,
Your wedding, your birthday party, everything will have to be on hold because I got to
yeah,
get this done. Because
yeah.
time is money in this program. You know what
Definitely.
I mean? Like, I'll do it later. No, get yourself on a schedule and know each week what you are doing,
Mm-hmm.
what you got to complete
Yep.
each week, each day. You should have something that you're
Yeah.
working on. And that's the only way you'll get through. So
Mm-hmm.
I love that you said that. So tell me overall, what's your thoughts about this program?
It's super duper helpful. I'm so glad that I came across you one day scrolling on YouTube and I looked at a couple of your things and it just went from there. I reached out and I didn't even know if you were gonna reply. I was like, oh, let me email her. And lo and behold, you set up already. So yeah, it was I don't know, it just lined up. But
It
yeah,
was meant
I
to be.
appreciate the program and I think it was helpful. It kind of put me in a mindset that I needed to be in order to accomplish the goal of being finished within the one billing cycle thing. So yeah,
Okay.
it was helpful, and I'm so glad that I was laying in bed on YouTube, and I was like, let me send her email, see if she replied.
So glad I did because some emails I don't reply to just because of like
Uh-huh.
time. But
Yeah.
I saw your email and I was like, no, I need to talk to this one. Like she sounds
Yeah.
serious. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
business. And I see
Girl, I was
myself
serious
when
as
I
a
see
heart
people
attack.
who mean business, that's
Yeah.
me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to you. I'm gonna give you my time. So with Capella though, because I know you were looking at
Yeah.
WGU, you're looking at Capella. Did you like Capella? Like, are you happy with that decision that you went that route? Or tell me
Oh
some things you
yeah.
did not like about that program as well.
I'm super happy I went ahead and pulled the trigger on Capella. But like I said, it was I got more pushed in it once I came across you and I was like, yeah, she the real deal. But yeah, overall I like the program.
Okay.
The only thing that had changed by the time I started, and anyone who started after January 1st, you cannot pick your professors. And when I first started, the first professor, she was like out of this world. I would send her some, she got that thing graded and sent back to me for a critique.
Nice.
If I wanted to, make revisions, I
Hmm.
would. If I felt like I was happy with the grade, I'd move on to the next thing. And that was
Okay.
my experience that whole first class. I was like, this is awesome.
You're like, okay, this
And
is
it
nice.
started slowing down because
Uh-oh.
you get out of one class and you register for the next, randomly pick the professor. So the second class was cool. She
Hate
was
that
cool,
they
but that
changed
third
that.
one,
Hmm.
third took his time and had situations like that with a professor. when I
Mm-hmm.
finished the class, I guess I just got lucky because like the next professor will be on it. So then I will hurry
Okay.
up and I
So
will
it
try
kind
to
of went
make up the
like
time.
high and
Yeah.
lows, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If I had a slow professor in one class, I finished that one and I would try to be super fast with the next one to put me back to make sure I stayed on track to finish on
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Okay. So then it worked out, obviously, because you finished
Girl in the
better. So
and
how was
so
capstone?
with that professor Capstone, man, my professor with Capstone,
Mm-hmm.
she was amazing. She every time I sent her something, she replied. She was super good. Like I had reached out to her, I think it was like Friday morning. And I was like, "Hey, can I get an appointment today to get our conference call done so I can start working on the material over the weekend?" And she had
Right.
emailed me back. She was like, "Oh, I don't have anything until Monday." I was like, "Oh, because I feel like I'm not gonna be doing anything this weekend. I would really like to get started." So she emailed me back. She said, "If you can get your preceptor on a Zoom call in the next 15 minutes, I'll do it for you so you can work throughout the weekend." I was like, I called my
Wow.
preceptor. I was like, "Girl, I'm about to send you this Zoom link." She said, "I gotta be on video." No, you don't have to be on video. I don't care where
Yeah.
you are. Just jump on here so we get it. And but she did that for me, and she literally didn't have to.
Wow.
I would recommend it to anybody if you can be regimented with your time, if you can sacrifice your time to accomplish the goal.
That's
If you're
real.
not good with time management, I
It won't work. Yeah, if you're a procrastinator, this program is not for
yeah,
you.
not not
It's
even a
it's
little
just
bit.
not because
Yeah.
you won't stay on it, and then you'll
Yeah,
end up in it for 2, 3, 4 semesters, and then by that time
yeah.
you may as well have went to another program
Yeah,
because
you
it's
might as well
gonna
get
be
into a traditional program at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then at least with that you'll have deadlines that you have to make, and it'll keep you
Yeah,
more
and some
consistent.
people need that. They need
Some
somebody
people
to
do.
be on them and give them a deadline. You got to be like a self-starter for this program. Like you have to
Yeah.
literally on Saturday be able to get up and say, "I'm getting ready to knock out two papers," or
Hmm.
"I'm getting ready to knock out a PowerPoint and whatever is associated with it, and I'm not gonna get up from the table until it's done." That
And you
kind
have
of
to be a planner.
regimentation.
You have to be able to plan
Yeah.
ahead. Like you can't let the week just
Yeah.
roll by and you haven't planned
Mhm.
which days, which time you're going to designate to this. It
Yeah.
won't work. It won't work that way. You have to be able to
Yeah.
plan. That's why I have it, the program kind of like constructed in a way that like you will have to make you a calendar. You'll have to make you a schedule.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
emphasize that because it's very important in order to complete this. I
Mhm.
don't want people to be like, well, I took the class and I wasn't able to do it in 3 months. If you weren't able to do it in 3 months, I mean, you were not on it. You were not doing what you're supposed
Yeah.
to do. Um, Tell me, was it affordable for you, this program?
Yeah, it
Like,
was
how
super
much did you?
affordable.
Okay.
Well, this is what ended up happening.
Okay.
Okay, so Maxim, the company that I was working for when I applied, they had a little partnership with Capella. So I
Okay.
already had a tuition discount through them.
Nice. How much was their discount?
I think it was like 850 or something like that. So they had already
Nice.
when I applied for the program, they had already put my employer discount on there. But like
Okay.
a month later, I found out that because my husband is a military veteran, I found out that
Cool.
I have spousal GI Bill benefits. And I was like,
Oh.
and I stumbled across that information by accident, Googling around, and I saw somebody else talking about it, and I went in there. I was
Mhm.
like, "Babe, what you know about these spousal benefits?" And he was like, "I don't know nothing about
Okay.
them, but you gotta call a VA." Sure enough, I called, and all I had to do, Capella sent information to them. I submitted an application and information, and
Wow.
so essentially, the VA ended up paying the rest of the money for the
Nice. So
program.
you went for free. So you got your
Yeah,
degree for free.
bas basically, yeah.
That's what
So,
I'm talking about. That is what I'm
yeah,
talking about. You
by
stay on it.
happenstance, like this whole situation, I just
It's not by
stumbled on.
happenstance. God did it. God did it. Listen, I be praying. Y'all don't understand. I pray that God sends me the right people who need this information so that you
Yeah,
can get it and get through. I say low cost, but you did it for free.
yeah,
That
not
is
even
so
knowing that
dope.
I would be
That
able
is
to.
dope. Look,
Yeah,
that is amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
So
you.
now you found out about the GI Bill. So now when you go and pursue your MSN, look, I'm
Yes.
pushing you. You
Yeah.
gonna push.
And I was thinking about that and I was asking my
Yes,
husband about it. I was like, I might do it, but I need a break. Like
do it.
I need
Yeah,
a little
take a
break.
break. But look,
Yeah.
you're on it like me. So even with that time change, you're gonna get done in like 6 months with that. I'll
Yeah,
say because they
hopefully.
changed the hour requirement. I have one that's almost done now. She's in
Mhm.
her, I think her ninth class of the
Uh-huh.
13 that she has to complete. So she's almost
Yeah.
done.
Oh yeah, she is
So
almost done.
we're looking at 6 months and she'll be done.
That's
So
awesome.
you're
Yeah.
gonna be the next one.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking forward
I'm gonna
to that.
try it. I'm gonna try it.
Yes. So okay, so per term, is it still 2,700 per term
I
for
don't
the
even know how
BSN?
much it is per term because once I
Okay.
found out about this GI money, I was like,
They'll take care of it. They ain't gotta worry about it.
how much is it? Because the VA finna pay for it.
I know that's
I don't even
right.
remember. I don't even remember.
So we're gonna thank hubby for that. Thank
Yes.
you, hubby.
Yeah.
That is
Yep.
so dope. So you did it in 3 months for free. That is
Yeah. My
amazing.
preceptor was like, "Girl, I could
I
have
know.
never," because she went to UT Arlington to get her BSN, RN and
Oh,
BSN.
I heard of that school. Okay.
Yeah, and
So what did she think?
it took her a minute, because work and
Really?
kids and all of that. She was like, "I could never do what you doing. Like, I don't even know how you doing this,
Uh,
but you about to be done." I was like, "Girl,
look, a
it's
walking
crazy."
testimony. So you showed her
Yeah,
like, look, it can be done.
yeah.
So she got her BSN from there or her master's degree. Which program did she
She
do?
got her BSN from UT Arlington. So
Okay.
we were co-workers at Maxim. And she was in
Nice.
her program. She had started the BSN program with UT a while ago and I was like, "Girl, I'm not
Mhm.
trying to do BSN because what's in it for me? Like I'm gonna get a 50-cent
Mhm.
raise or whatever." But my
Right.
mindset on it changed 100% and I was like, "Yeah, I need to go ahead and do something."
I mean, if you
Yeah.
could do it in 3 months for free, like why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah,
Just have
that
that on
yeah.
your belt.
That's one
Okay.
thing I can say about Capella.
Mhm.
The advising, they do a really
They're
great job.
amazing.
And I'm gonna tell you
Mhm.
too, top tier. IT, twice I called them dealing with Canva, having to submit a PowerPoint where I had to talk through it and all that.
Couture. What is it?
Yeah,
Couture?
Katura. I the first time I did it, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. It was like 11 o'clock at night at this point. I was like, I wanted IT 24/7. Sure enough, it was. They walked
Wow.
me through the whole thing. She was like, okay, so you got your thing open, click here, and then you're gonna click here, and then when you're done, this is how you're gonna submit it into your assessment. And then they taught me how to do it the first time. When I had to do it
Mhm.
again, like 2 classes later, I totally forgot. I called again. I was like, I'm so sorry, but I forgot how to do. They
Look,
were
that's what
like,
they're there for. Yes.
yes, they was so the IT was is top tier. Like
Nice.
really, yeah.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Because all of those things, it may seem like something small until you in this
Uh-huh.
program and you on the time time limit. You try to
Yeah.
make that deadline. All of those
Yes.
things count.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you really need somebody who can bend with your time. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
it may be 12 o'clock at in the afternoon, or it may be 12 o'clock at night where you're working on
Yeah.
your papers and you need it like right then and there
Yeah.
to submit it. So I'm
Yeah.
so grateful that you utilize the resources. Do you know how many people
Oh,
go through
yeah.
this and won't call, won't ask? And it's
Girl,
like,
and
honey,
once I called them the first time and I realized how awesome they were, I was like,
yeah.
I can't hear my video I just recorded. Let me call IT. They were like, well, go in here and check this. And I'm like, sometimes I would be like, I'm so sorry, I'm not tech savvy. Can you walk me through it? No problem. That's
So
what we're
nice
here
too.
for.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
must have emailed them like 100 times during this program because anything I think I want to know, I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
Look, and asking questions. Look where you got with just asking questions. You asked
Yeah.
about the what is it, the GI Bill? I forget what it's
Yeah, the
called.
GI Bill, if
GI
you
Bill. You
yeah.
asked. Imagine if you did not ask about that. You would not even know. So
Yeah,
I'm so
and
happy that you are like me with like, I'm just gonna pick up a phone, call and ask. You will be surprised
yeah.
about the information you find out from just asking. There's one last thing that I want to ask you. If
Mhm.
you had the chance to do this program all over again,
Uh-huh.
would you do it with Capella?
Uh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What about my program? Would you do my program?
Absolutely. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
recommend your programs to anyone. Yes.
Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah, I
What
don't
did you
regret
like
any
the
of it.
most? What would you say was most helpful though throughout this program? With my program specifically.
Just all the information that you gave when you log into your program. Oh, also the all the information first of all. The thing that stands out is that time management piece that's in there. That was clutch for me because
Okay.
it put me in a mindset of okay, this how I got to do it. And then
Okay.
also you have sample papers in the
Mm-hmm.
program in your program that was helpful too because when I first started it had been a while since I've been in school, and when I last time I was writing papers, I want to say we were doing MLA or something
Yeah.
like that. So coming
Yeah, I
back,
remember FLA.
and I'm like, oh shoot, this APA 7th edition. I don't even. So I went straight to your program, opened up the paper, and I was like, okay, this what they looking for. This how it's supposed to be. And I want to say you had
Mm-hmm.
a concept map as well.
Uh-huh. That
Of
was one of the samples.
yeah, yeah,
One
yeah.
of the
So
sample papers.
that
Yeah.
concept map, I used that whole play right there on
Mm-hmm.
my first concept map, and I got a
Nice.
distinguish on the whole thing. So yeah, it was just different
Nice.
components of your program just jumped
Okay.
out at me at different times.
And what do you feel could have been more helpful? What could I've done better?
Um, at the time I did it, I didn't think anything could have been done better, but with the
Mhm.
what we talked about today as far as the changes to Capella, if you add all of that, it'll be on
Yeah.
point for
Okay.
like all the new stuff.
Okay. Just to
So,
update and reflect everything. Okay, so
yeah.
for people who are looking to take my program and also sign up with Capella and do it in 3 months like you did, what
Mhm.
advice would you tell them? What advice would you leave for that person?
Um, like we talked about, you have to make an agreement with yourself that this is what you want to do
Mhm.
and realize what it takes to get it done. Go through your program with a fine-tooth comb, read every part of it. Reach out if, there's something that they don't understand that you are trying to, explain in your material. And then
Mhm.
as far as Capella, use your resources. Like I said, IT is wonderful. The advising, every single one of them that I talk to, not just the one they assign you, but every single one that you get on the phone, they give you the same energy. Like they
Mhm.
actually care
Yep,
about what you're doing
they're
and what you're trying to
amazing.
do. And they even give you like sometimes give you encouragement. Like if you call and ask
Mhm.
them something, they look at your stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, I see, you've already completed, 2 or 3 classes.
Mhm.
Congratulations." You're like, "Thank you."
Oh,
So
I
yeah,
love
it's
that.
yeah, and you gotta be regimented. You gotta I know people have kids and everything, so you gotta
Mhm.
if you work during the day, you coming home, you gotta deal with the kids, get the kids dealt with, put them down, and
Mhm.
even though you're tired, you gotta push through and
Yep.
knock out at least half of a paper. And then the next day when you come home, knock out the other half, and then that's one assignment down, and just keep
Mhm.
going.
If you are a mom and if you're working, do not believe the lie that you can't do it because we're both
Yeah.
mothers and we both did it in 3 months. So
Mhm.
please do this program. If you are thinking about it, go ahead and get on it because there has been changes and I think that there may be changes more to come in the future. Because a
Mhm.
lot of us are getting through with this in 3 months and it's not
Yeah.
created for that, but we're
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we
so
we might be hitting a bottom line a little bit
we might be
with
hitting that bottom
the way
line
we yeah.
just a little bit. So we want to go ahead and push through and get this done. I'm so
Yeah.
happy you did it. Congratulations again. You are awesome.
Thank you.
Amazing. I know you're going to do great work. I know you're going to go on and get your master's degree as well. I can't wait to help
Yes.
you with that.
Uh-huh.
Can't wait to be there and be your support with that. But thank you so much for trusting me to give you the information you needed for this program as well. Thank you.
Yeah, and like I said before, thank you so much for out of all the emails and communications you get from people from YouTube, you actually responded to my email, and that kind of got the ball rolling a little bit more for me. So I appreciate that.
Wow, I'm gonna be responding to everybody now. I love look at the outcome. Like this is why I did. This is the exact reason that I went on Jason's YouTube channel and told my story for people just like
Yeah,
you. So
yeah.
man, it's a full circle for me. It's a full circle. I was able to do it, and
Hmm.
now I help somebody else. Now you got to help somebody else.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.